Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're checking out Mine Mogul today. Goodness knows I love mining games, but enough talk. New game! Oh boy, here we go. Let's see what excitement awaits us down here in the depths of Minetopia. And here we are. Well, looks like we have all the essentials. Outdated technology, other outdated technology, and head protection I won't be using. And the one thing we're gonna care about most, a pickaxe. Come here, you. And in picking it up, we get to see how the game works, which is to say you can pick stuff up and wave it around, and also put them down. We can also just take the pickaxe. Okay, great. Now it's in our hand, in our inventory, and in our hearts. And obviously we can do one thing with this. Some sweet, sweet mining. And then we can take these pieces and smack them more just for the fun of it. But more than that, we can also pick these up and bring them over to this machine. Ignoring, of course, where it says warning and danger. That's for someone else to worry about. This is for me. And just like that, we made $3.85. And the game wants us to do this 4 more times so that we can get our first unlock, the ore magnet. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. We'll just go over here and just start smacking stuff. And then we'll pick up our pieces, hurl it into the machine, and just like magic, it turns into cash. And after doing this 3 more times, we get a little bonus. And now it's time for the magnet tool, which we can get right over here at our handy dandy computer. Ooh, conveyors, cannon. Have I died and gone to heaven? Because I see only things I like. But I think what we're looking for is under the tools column. Yes, and there it is, our ore magnet. And that's not all, of course. We also have building parts, not to mention machines. Okay, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just buy this ore magnet. Okay, where is it? Machine, can I have my ore magnet? Oh, there it is. Did you get my order and you just like threw it down the shaft? Well, whatever. I'm not picky. Come here. Become one with me. Oh, well, there we go. It's lovely. It looks like it has 2 different modes right now. Suck up everything or suck up resources not in filter baskets. Filter baskets? I think not. Everything it is. So all we need to really do is go around and start smacking stuff, obliterate it into ore, and then use our little magnet thing to pick it up and then drag it over to the thing and in it goes. Well, in one goes. Doesn't matter. We need to get a lot of these things. So we'll just go around and do some smacking and some hitting and some more smacking, taking all those pieces from this to this. And now all we need to do is run around and pick it all up. Oh, what a glorious day it is to have a big old ball of ore. And the nice thing too is this stuff has actual physics. Once it's all settled, you can just walk on top of it. I'm sure that'll have some kind of application later, but for now we'll just kind of hurl it into the machine and collect our money and get closer to this goal. Not enough iron ore, huh? Well, I'm sure there's some in here somewhere. Let's try that again, shall we? Close enough, it did the job. Thank goodness we can unlock the Auto Miner Mark 1 already. All that manual labor for like 1 whole minute. It was just too taxing. Okay, here we go. Auto Miner Mark 1. Automatically mines ore at a constant rate. Can produce gems. Stop right there, game. You already had me at auto, mine, and constant. Thank you once again for delivering this. Intact and from the surface. Okay, you come with me. Let's see what we can do with this. And we can't just place it anywhere we want. There's specific places where it makes sense, apparently. And each one has its own possible resources. Let's see, iron ore, coal ore, crushed iron, diamond gem, 0.2%. I like those odds. And there's other spots too with other odds. Like this one's clearly more iron ore heavy and with the potential for emerald gems. And as you can see, there's a lot of gentlemen suitors hoping we'll pick them to put our first ore mining thingy. And while I'm sure all of these are lovely choices, we're gonna go with this one right here entirely because it's closest. And look at that, it's already doing the work for us, ever so slowly. Really? And this'll just work as long as I'm patient? Well, count me in. I'm ready to stand here and watch it do stuff while I do nothing. Well, so far I like what I'm seeing. Yes, I absolutely like what I'm seeing. It can't even get clogged, it just figures it out. Well, let's get some of it moved. Yep, that's the magic. Can't even see what I'm looking at. Okay, I've got a pretty considerable ball here. Let's just walk it over to the thing and drop it. Yeah, okay. Well, time for round 2. In you go. Now, I know it's opening up new quests for us and giving us more unlocks, but that's not really what I'm after right now. What I want right now is more money, and I think you'll figure out why in a second. Because once we have several $1,000s, kind of like that, we're in a good position to do something I so desperately want to do. No, not these new things it wants me to try. I just want to buy more auto miners, and right now we can afford 6 of them. And how serendipitous, there's 6 places to put them. So we'll put one here, and all 4 of the ones back here. There we go. Now we've got mining happening all over the place. And now it's time to let all of these machines go. How's that gonna look? Oh, like this. I've let this run for 72 hours now, and oh boy is our frame rate amazing. It did start out pretty smooth, but once there was a lot of physics going on, it started to slow down. A lot. Like a lot. Like 1 frame every 15 seconds a lot. But hey, if we speed it up, you can see how exciting it is, as all this ore just slowly crawls across the ground, moving me in the process as well as taking over the entire floor. And now here we are, struggling. And in the game's defense, it does hit you with this message when you first start it up. The frames per second can start to lower if you have a lot of physics objects, usually around 2,000 plus. And how many do we have? 37,148. We're doing great. Anyway, let's try something. Maybe if we turn off all the auto miners, maybe the physics will settle and we can move again. I'm just gonna give it a second and we'll see. Come on, everything settles. Stop jittering around. Okay, there we go. And now we can just look around with a little bit of frame rate. Until I start walking forward, that is. I think I made a crucial misstep by walking on the ore. We are so very frozen again. Screw it, let's just load back to when things were stable. Okay, this time I'm not gonna touch anything. We're just gonna look around. What if I jump over to this empty space? Maybe the game will throw less of a fit. Here we go. Huh! Easy, easy. I just need you to believe. Oh good, we did it. And now we can walk around freely. And now comes the hard part. Can we touch any of this? I certainly don't want to try walking on it again. How about we just go up to one piece of ore and we try to pick that up? Fingers crossed, here we go. Okay, we're slowly getting there. Just pull it away. Don't look it directly in the eyes. Ah, there we go. All right, well that's one down. And now we have to know what happens, right, when we use the magnet gun? Oh, I'm so excited, but also so scared. Oh wow, I think that's pulling a lot more than I thought it was going to. Oh, here we go. Hey, it did it. We're okay. Well, blessed be. Let's try to get most of this into the chute. And ha! Oh, we're frozen again. But it is still moving. So give me a second, I'll do some cleanup and show you when it's done. Okay, things are looking a little better. We've made a lot of progress on cleaning up this junk. Look at that, our active ore physics objects is down to a respectable 5,688. And our money is up to 118,000. Given how long that took, I'm not sure if that's a lot or a little. But hey, realistically, I guess it was about the journey, not the destination. Besides, I'm sure we can find something productive to do with this money. After all, the game is telling us we need to purchase an ore crusher, as well as a polishing machine. And we have other quests available. Oh wow, I didn't even know there was a quest screen, and we've already completed so many, like I love the shaft. If we scroll over to the left, we can also see that we completed I love the shaft. Oh wow, and we also completed I love the shaft. But in addition to going through these quests one after another, we also have this research, and boy howdy, there's a lot of fun options here. It really goes for a while and it all looks exciting, and they all take this symbol right here. One orifice. No wait, those are research tickets. One research ticket, and right now we have none, so I guess we'll go ahead and keep doing quests, because sort of like previous quests, when we completed them, we got stuff like money and automatic unlocks. It looks like later quests give us the thing we need, research tickets. So be it, let's go buy some stuff. So it looks like we need to buy the ore crusher and the polishing machine. Done and done. And here they are waiting for me. Wait, if I buy more of the same things, does it just add a number to this box like the other thing? Or will it just add more boxes entirely? Let's find out. Oh my. Wait, really? Do you think we can get out of here this way? I know there's a ladder right here, but I don't think it works. It doesn't exactly let us climb. Well, if nothing else, I think we can just clog the shaft. And we're gonna do the ore crusher because it's cheaper. Yes, good. And I have to buy them one at a time. If I buy two at once, what arrives is a box with the two on it. Okay, well, no problem. I'll just buy one over and over and over again. Oh yeah, it's starting to look good. We're not all the way up yet, though. There's still plenty of room to go. What do you think happens when we hit the surface? Can we go up to the surface? Only one way to find out. How serendipitous that we have all this money for very important research. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think we're clogged all the way to the top, basically. And now you might be wondering, how do we get up there? Surely we can't just like crawl our way in, can we? Unfortunately, it looks like wedging yourself in all the boxes doesn't help you get higher. So we're gonna do a little bit of cheating, also known as using the unstuck command, which I believe respawns us at the top of the shaft. Let's see. Yep, that seems to be the case. Oh my goodness, the fresh air is so close. Okay, we just need to build a little bit higher than this. Like, we do have enough boxes here. Maybe we can just stack. Almost there. Victory! Okay, so in jumping up here, it does look like there's a ceiling. But look at all the stuff we can see. There's so much game to be had over here. And oh my goodness, look. Not one, but two additional shafts. Possibly three. Good God, I love shaft. Really though, there's no way to get up there? I refuse to believe. I think if we just keep stacking, we'll get there. I just have to figure out the right pattern. Like, what if I pick it up and then clip and whoa! Oh boy, we did it. There's so much for us to see now. Like, if we look back over here, see? That's us. That's our shaft. And now we know that the light was always lying to us. Oh, and I've got more good news. I happen to have a couple of ore crushers on me, which is great, because now I'm kind of curious. Can we put machines up here? Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure red means no. And orange means it's like in the air, so you can't do that either. So I think what we're looking for is for it to turn green. Let's see. Well, there we go. It looks like you can put machines out here. I think we see where this is going, don't we? Why use all of that usable space down there when we have all this free real estate up here? Okay, Ore Crusher, come back with me. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So let's go back down here. Thank goodness that worked. Let's get some supplies and get started. We have much work to do. And before we go crazy on the shaft, we're gonna have to do some traditional normal mining. And for that, we're gonna need conveyor belts. Straight ones, corner ones, sloped ones. I don't care, as long as we have a lot of them. And why do we have to do this step? Because we need research tickets, that's why. I just get the sense we're gonna need like the basic cannon or scaffolding or something. So we gotta grind out some of these quests first. Starting with these two. Deposit crushed iron and also polish some stuff. For just those two, that's 4 research tickets right there. So let's grab our conveyor belts and... oh yeah, I already forgot. They're up there somewhere. Well, we're probably gonna need shaft access anyway. So we'll just go ahead and collect all this stuff so we can get our conveyor belts as well. They gotta be here somewhere after all. Aha, there's one now. The old 101 pack. Now that we've got all of our belts on us, it's time to do some work. And boy, am I excited. I'm not really thinking ahead yet. I'm just putting stuff down. All I'm looking for right now is basic functionality. And by that, I mean ore gets on the belt, and then eventually we'll do something. Yeah, kind of like that. And let's not forget to get all these guys too. So we'll just lay these out like this. Maybe do some fun curves. Yes, everything is exciting now. And then before you know it, this looks like this. Yeehaw, conveyor belts everywhere. My favorite. And now let's turn all the auto miners back on. Ah, feels good. Boy, howdy do I love conveyor belts and seeing physical pieces of ore wander their way everywhere. Now, I realize this might seem kind of excessive, but we're gonna want options, right? Like, what if we need that coal to go somewhere in particular? We want to be able to divert just one of these belts, right? Oh, you know what? Maybe I should clean up all this crap too. A tidy mine is a great mine. Said absolutely nobody. But we do probably want to clean up a lot of this stuff so we can make an even bigger mess somewhere else. Also, as you can see, I'm not trying particularly hard. I'm just trying to get some of it on the belt. Anyway, it's great that we've got all these belts going now, but none of them are actually finished. It's still just dumping stuff all over the ground right now. And that's okay, we'll be able to fix this pile, which is where the ore crusher comes back into play. See, there we go. Now our ore isn't just falling, it's falling into progress. And then over here, we'll just go ahead and run this all the way back over to the trough, where things can dine. Yes, deposit all that crushed iron. Help us get that research ticket. I do also have another one of these conveyor belts coming out from over here. You know, just kind of casually depositing once in a while. After all, we want some disposable income always coming in. And for a couple of these other belts, until we have other stuff coming in that we need, we'll just go ahead and add some stuff so they can be added to this belt. So Crushtopia can have an even bigger population. Yes, good. This is the system working. And now that the ore crusher is working acceptably, let's put our mental energy towards polishing gems. For that, we're gonna need this guy, the polishing machine. Polishes ingots and gems, making them more valuable. Now, the thing we have to overcome is that we can only polish gems. Like if we take this emerald and shove it through, ta-da! A polished emerald. Lucky us. But if we take any raw ore and shove it through here, aw, the machine gets sad. And it would be fun to use like sorting belts and stuff so that when an emerald does show up, we can just pull it off the belt automatically. But I'm not smart enough for that, and I don't want to make this more complicated yet. Let's just throw these into a pile and polish them at once. So let's see, we need 8 of these things. No problem, I'm sure we can find them in the piles here. There's 2, and 3, and 8. And now for diamonds. And if you waste enough time, they show up on the belt like everything else. It's so much easier when it does the work for you. Actually, what's gonna happen when that thing goes in there? Oh, it just destroys it. Oh well, easy come, easy go. I'll just wait for the next ones. Okay, it turns out finding gems is a lot more of a pain. I'm sure I had a lot of them in my initial volley of ore, but that was then and this is now. So I'm actually gonna buy something that should help us out. The shaker table. Shaker table with water jets. Input coal ore for a chance to find rubies or crushed coal for diamonds. And it does take a research ticket, but we did eventually crush enough ore that we got that achieved. So we're gonna use that one research ticket as well as 200 measly dollars to unlock the shaker table. This thing better be exciting. Oh my goodness, it's so excited. I haven't even placed it yet and the silhouette's already working. Calm down with your hustle culture. Well, that's water, all right. Doing what water does. At least that's what I assume, and it's what I hope it does for this ore. Wow, look at that. What a beautiful ruby or diamond. And then if we put it back into the machine, it's pulverized forever. I assume we have to get quite a few of them in here, watch them jiggle around like that, and every so often something will turn into magic. Well, I gotta admit, now that we have 0 results so far, I'm not sure if this is faster. I was expecting to be drowning in diamonds by now. You know what I probably need is just more coal going through this. And here's the great thing about that. You see this big pile over here? I think this is left over from the original ore-pocalypse, but beyond that is even more caves. And that means more ore. So let's get this crap out of the way. Luckily, all I'm really gonna do with it is just throw it at this conveyor belt. There we go. Now it's someone else's problem. Instead, let's go to another place altogether. Oh, it's so dark and mysterious. Good thing I brought a lantern and my coziest sweater. Okay, let's see. It looks like this place keeps going. And what is this? Really? They're gonna let me just do this for free? Okay, well, so be it. Let's go ahead and set it off. I'm sure there's a bunch of good stuff over there. Yes, good. Nice and clean. Let's see what else we got. And I get a sense I know what this is. But you can't stop me now. We need to find other ore thingamabobs that we can plug into the thingamabob to get more coal. Okay, and let's see. This one has copper and gems. And this one over here, this looks wonderful, but it's not coal. And also, my goodness, this feels like this just goes on forever. Oh, wait, I spoke too soon. Yes, this is what I want. Coal, coal, and diamonds. Yes, you're the one for me. Okay, you don't need to show off. You already got the job. It gets more exciting, too. You see those silhouettes back there? This one's also gonna fit our needs. This is really coming together. Okay, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's link these two up. Okay, that's looking better. Starts at this machine, and then wanders over here and connects to the other machine. And then by pure luck, this cave takes us right back to the main conveyor belts. Wow, I sure thought that was gonna be harder, but here we are. Okay, there we go. Another coal thingamabob leading to the coal thingamabob. And then before you know it, oh, actually, it looks like while I was gone, it was doing its job. How delightful. There's so many rubies now. But we still have all this stuff to deal with. We can just do 2 of these, right? So first, let's take this back. Oh, sorry to interrupt your shower. Then we just add a ramp, and then we'll just go ahead and... What do you mean I can't put it up there? All right, so be it. I think I know what we need to do. Fine, we'll just put it right here, and then another one right here. Yeah, see, there we go. That looks intimate. And now all we need to do is hook the whole thing up. Yes, there we go. Get pulverized twice. It's working. The plan is working. All we have to do is watch this pile grow ever so slightly. Wow, look at us go. What I'm saying is I zoned out for a second, and well, here we are. What was that? Was that a diamond? It was a diamond. I guess what I'm saying is this worked a treat and has helped us get all the things we need and then some. In hindsight, I probably should have set up a polishing machine. Well, no time like the present. I'm sure we can just add this. We are so full service now. Okay, let's see. Can I just throw all this stuff in like this? I don't want to spend additional time. What the hell do you mean something made you dirty? What was in here? Oh, I see you. I see you. Luckily, I know how we can solve this so that everything looks like gummy candy. We'll just feed this thing back onto itself. There we go. That should do the job. Now we don't even need to care if impurities get through because then it just goes up this conveyor belt up to this little rampy thing where there's a minor... Okay, everything's working. That's what matters most. Whatever. The important part is that over time, everything's gonna get clean. Well, I think we're ready to do this Polish Gems quest for which we only actually needed 8 of each. But look, there's this other quest called Red Gem. Deposit 5 ruby gems for 2 research tickets. Well, I'm too lazy to separate all these. I'm just gonna grab a big chunk and deposit it. Huzzah! We are successful. And now we're gonna focus on this one, the scavenger hunt. Deposit copper ore, gold ore, and a broken drill bit. Broken drill bit? Oh, thank God. It says it's something we can find. I didn't want to have to make one, then break it. And I would like to do some exploring anyway. But before we do that, let's buy something, which is a whole bunch of lanterns. I want to light up the place as we run around. Oh, I didn't realize they'd light all 10 and throw them at me. And boy, it sure is nice and bright in here now. Does it get brighter if I add 10 more? Oh, excellent. My poor retinas. And I can't actually take them all because as we can see, the lanterns are individual items. So I guess I'll just take a couple and leave the rest here. The bright side is if ever I need to figure out where our starting point is, it's not going to be very hard. Anyway, onward to adventure. And every time somewhere looks a little bit dark, I'll just hurl a lantern down. That way it's going to be nice and moody. Anyway, what we're looking for is a place to give us copper and gold. But before we go too nuts, I'd like to just wander around and get a sense of this place. See if we can understand its vastness. Ooh, so much room for fun. And ooh, very Silence of the Lambs. Wow, all that sightseeing was exhausting. Good thing we found gold stuff. Let's get started. And given that there's so many nodes just kind of everywhere, what better time than now to use new extraction methods available to us? And by that, I mean the basic cannon conveyor. Oh, also, you're probably wondering what this is. The items in this dev test test section are still very work in progress, and they look kind of cool, but I don't know if we need them right now. Anyway, it's cannon o'clock, and it comes in 2 parts, the cannon part and a target for it to hit. Well, I don't know if we're gonna use that second part. As far as I'm concerned, the world is our target. Either way, let's find a place to set this up so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, this'll do. So first, we've got the cannon conveyor itself, and it works just like you think it would. We take this ore, we drop it on the conveyor belt, and off it goes. What a great little tool, especially given how far it can launch. Well, if that works so well, surely we can launch it back the other direction, right? Let's find out. I'll take that as a yes. And if we launch it back the other direction, it would appear that it also flies a little too far. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand the point of this. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be more like a backboard than anything else. Excuse me, I meant multiple backboards. Surely this'll work now. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. And then if I just add these things on both sides, theoretically, could this just go back and forth forever? I do think it could. Ish. Oh, physics, you fickle mistress. Anyway, now that we got the basics worked out, it's time to use this in a real world situation. And by that, I mean getting all of this over to our trough, which means taking this thing, putting it right here, and launching to victory. I mean, surely we can get it all the way back, right? Yeah, I mean, all we have to do is... Okay, I've done it. I made something foolproof. We got copper as well as iron from this machine over here as well as this machine. If you look down below, you can see that yeah, it's working as intended. And then the ore makes its way up the conveyor belt over to this point where it all converges into this jumpy thingy. If we're so blessed that ore actually hits the target and bounces to this conveyor belt, it'll get launched over here to this other conveyor belt sometimes. But a lot of it does reach, and then it goes over to this one, where it then bounces over to another one. I think you get the idea. We're basically trying to get the ore properly positioned to leave this cavern and go into the mine. And before you know it, it's made its way all the way back to the regular mine, where it launches all the way over there, which is now filled with perfectly placed launchers, like this one, where the ore flies to a belt behind the computer. We're almost to the finish line. Just gotta bounce off this wall, and at long last, the ore finally lands in the trough. I did also make a separate atrocity for gold ore. Imagine the one you just saw, but even more dysfunctional. But listen, for every 50 that don't make it, there's the chosen few that connect back to the other launchers, and eventually, God willing, make it to the trough. Eventually, we'll get all 8 gold ore we need. I already got all the copper ore we need, mostly from the testing phase, and I have no idea where we found a broken drill bit, so what I'm saying is I think this is an absolute success. All the tools in our arsenal being used and used effectively. But you know, the real flaw is we're trying to do something like this in such a small space. What we need is big wide spaces and clear skies, and I think I know just the place to find it. Now, of course, it's not a problem for us to get up there. In fact, I think we can make it even easier with this basic scaffolding. A flat surface for walking on or placing machines. That's me. I like walking. Oh, and yeah, I did move all the lanterns because I was going blind. Anyway, at worst, all we have to do is place one of these and then jump on it and then look down and then just keep jumping in the air and placing one beneath you. And then before you know it, here you are at the top. And then we can take a box, use it to shove ourselves over the boundary into the vast clean air of the beyond. There is some fun random stuff out here, by the way. There's this thing, which I think is a work in progress item that we can just kind of drag around. And then also these nodes, which I sadly cannot use. I assume they're just doing construction out here for future map improvements. Anyway, it's a different story for the ore. Like, even though we can see this, no amount of me grabbing it and pulling it is gonna bring it across. Even though we can't see the wall from this side, it's still there. So the question is, how can we get solid objects through any of these walls? Well, I suppose we could pick this up and start shoving it against the walls looking for cracks. But even if we found them, I'm looking for a way to automate this. And one thought I had is maybe this machine is the key. After all, somewhere in this process, all this bigger ore is being crunched down into small pieces. And maybe if we can shove one of these things right up against a wall, maybe that transformation will allow it to pass through. Which means all we would really need to do is find a place where I can mash it like this close into the wall, while still remaining green, because if it's red, I can't place it. And surely there's gotta be some location that allows this. And it turns out this game is pretty locked down with this. It's hard to find any green spots where you can place stuff that doesn't have a gap between like the chute and the wall. Although I did find a potential candidate, so let's give that a shot. And we are gonna have to figure out how to shove stuff in the top, but I'm sure we can find a way to make this work. Okay, it's a tight squeeze, but you can hear it. It's definitely being ground up. And more than that, I'm not seeing anything spilling out. Not this side, not the other side. This might be a winner. And given how much ore is going into it, it's gotta come out somewhere. Okay, let's see how it looks from the other side. Okay, it's a little buggy from back here, but I think it's right about here. Ah, see, there it is. Oh, that's not on this side of the wall at all, is it? It's just all horribly mashed in there. Yeah, I definitely can't grab any of this and pull it over. Oh, and it's regurgitating it back out the top. Well, what happens if I just take this whole ore crusher? Oh, well, there you go. Well, it was a good effort, but clearly that's not gonna work either. And then I thought, hey, you see these light patches? That's because there's sunlight up there. Maybe we can launch it out there. But unfortunately, it's really hard to even get conveyor belts in this space, which means we would need like a clean shot with a launcher, which sadly, I just don't think that's gonna be possible. But then I noticed this in the research menu. The robot grabber arm. Simple robot arm that grabs one item at a time. Well, it's worth a shot. And let's see, how does this thing even work? It's got arrows on the right and left. I wonder if that means we need to put it like up against a conveyor belt. Aha, there we go. Okay, I see how this works. It'll pick up something and then drop it off onto the side. And I know it only grabs one item at a time, but bless its heart, it's working as fast as it can. Okay, that's good. Give me that. So the question is, can we take this thing and like move it up against a wall like this? And the down arrow being like halfway in the wall is promising, but what I'd really like to see is it completely gone and have this be green so I can actually place it. Okay, I think I found a good place for this and it's magically back in this room. If we tuck ourselves over here in the back, it feels like there's a nice little convenient place that might work. And now all we need to do to test is make a little conveyor belt loop that'll deliver it ore all the time. Fingers crossed. Well, I mean, that sure looks like it's working. We'll have a better idea looking at it from the other side. I mean, that does look pretty good. Although if I pick it up, I still can't pull it out of here. Oh, but that does give me an idea. Why don't we just set up another arm and see if that helps? Oh yeah, look at it work. And then from back here, I can move this over here into the void. And from here, we can add it to conveyor belts and take it anywhere we want. Bless you, beautiful robot arms. And just for a little fun, we're gonna build this all the way to the edge, just because it's gonna feel a little cathartic to watch this go off. Bon voyage! Wait, what? Wait. Are you telling me that when I just launch ore off of the side, when it falls down there and despawns, I get paid for it? Just to make sure, I did turn off all the auto miners except for the one I'm using. And I can confirm that once this goes off the edge, sails down below and then disappears out of existence, I get the money for it. Oh my god, is there anything the void can't do? Well, screw this thing. I have a new trough now, and I know just what to do. So hold, please. And place. Okay, I think I'm just about done with my ore efficiency machine. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You need to see it in action so I can really explain it. So first off, I've redesigned all of our spaces. Now I've connected all the ore miners to one big conveyor belt. But this is really just the tip of the iceberg. I went around and made sure that we're tapping every single ore vein we can. Pretty much the entire mine looks like this now. Everywhere you look, there are belts running minerals, and they're all ultimately getting deposited on the same belt. And that's because we need to streamline this as much as possible. Because once everything's joined on the main belt, it goes through several wash cycles to get out as many impurities as we can before heading over here to the main event. And that's when they meet our true workhorses, which is when the ore is delicately grabbed by one of these many automated arms. And they are very efficient at their job, slowly and delicately grabbing every piece of ore and making sure it makes its way all the way to the edge of the earth, which is exactly what happens. When it reaches the end, off the minerals go. When you don't have to worry about the trough, suddenly this is so much easier. And look at the money just pouring in. But I do have to ask myself, am I doing enough? After all, we have an entire void where we can build stuff now. Surely there's more we can do to make more money faster, right? And there is. Behold, actual automation. And there's a whole bunch of things happening here leading to us having a whole lot more money. Here, let me give you the tour. First, we set up these sorting baskets. For iron, copper, and gold, those minerals get dropped down into these big melting vats. Gems, on the other hand, get dropped straight down onto this polisher and then launched straight into the void. Anyway, back to these things. These things are melting down the ore into ingots, where it then goes through an immediate polishing process before getting flattened into little things, which of course is then deposited. But that's just this side. Over here on the other side, we're doing something else. As before, everything is sorted, most things are melted and then turned into ingots, and then everything gets polished before it goes into this machine, which is turning things into polished rods, and off they go. And how much money can we make this way, you ask? Well, it turns out the sky's the limit, because after letting this run for a while, we made over $100 million. And with that, I think our work here is done. This has got to be one of the weirder configurations I've done for a factory, and good God, I love it. So I hope you had fun. I know I did. I'll just be here depositing myself, and I'll see you next time.